I'm the fabulous Gilly, the high priest of sports, and I want to talk about leadership in the dressing room, one of the most overused statements in sports. And since we're here in Montreal, we'll talk about leadership on the Canadiens. An example, Mr. Hal Gill, and let it be said, he leaves 100% on the ice. There's no question about that. He gives it everything he has. But the man cannot skate backwards. He can't turn to the outside. He can't go to the inside when an opposing player cuts inside of him. And when he goes out to the boards to retrieve the pucker behind the net, you can smoke a cigar before he gets back to the front of the net where he's supposed to be. Because he won't even lean on an opposing player, so he rarely comes out with the puck. But it doesn't matter because he's a leader in the dressing room. He's not physical when he has to be, when they're playing the tough teams. He won't even go and pin a player on the boards. That's leadership on the ice. The same thing with Mr. Scotty Gomez. Does he win important face-offs? Does he score goals? And no, he's not a great playmaker. After he makes one of his fancy rushes, his whole game falls apart when he hits the opposing blue line. He doesn't see the ice. He doesn't make proper passes. Does he make a pretty pass? Yes, but he rarely gets it through. And on the power play, he has so many passes picked off that result in 2-on-1 breakaways or clear breakaways going the other way. But it doesn't matter because he's a leader in the dressing room. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Gauthier and Mr. Martin. Take some of these leaders in the dressing room and leave them in there when the team goes out on the ice. I want players who lead by example. Defensemen who do make the big hits. Block shots. I know, I hear Hal Gill, he's a monster. He's a shot-blocking machine. It's ridiculous. Or he's a shut-down defenseman. Rod Langway, players like that were shut-down defensemen. He can't get out of his own way. How can he be a shut-down defenseman? It's ridiculous. I want players that lead by example. Forwards who do make the big plays. Make the hits. Go to the slot. Go to the net to score goals and make plays. Leave the other ones in the dressing room so when the players come in between periods, the leaders there can sing "O Canada" or the Star-Spangled Banner to fire the players up. It's absolutely ridiculous what you keep hearing. He's a leader in the dressing room. These players, they're playing at the NHL level. They don't need 18 or 20 leaders in the dressing room. There's always 2 or 3 players that lead by example. But it's what they do on the ice that counts. And let me tell you something, Mr. Gauthier and Mr. Martin. If I had your jobs, what I'd look for is a bunch of guys who love to win. If I couldn't find that, I'd find a bunch of guys who hate to lose. So I don't want to hear any more about this. He's a great leader. He's a leader in the dressing room because every time I hear it, it burns my arse.